If I could do anything to promote world peace, I would give every woman a firearm and I would empower her to think of it as a tool. My name is Margie and I was an NRA basic pistol, USCCA concealed carry instructor, as well as a survivor of sexual assault. But I don't want you to feel sorry for me because it has been a profound blessing and privilege to have a life experience that has helped other women, and I hope that it will continue to help other women. And know that, like, if this has ever happened to you, I am in your corner. I'm absolutely in your corner, and I want you to know that you should take that power back because you can. It's absolutely possible. I used to wonder, like, what causes, like, sexual assault. Like, I mean, did I, or, you know, were my shoes too cute? Like, because I really like cute shoes. I'm a very girly dresser. I like to look pretty, you know. I mean, I'm not one of those people that likes to look drab. And, you know, I always wondered, like, you know, wow, you know, how could I have prevented it? And I can tell you now, kind of, you know, from experience, you can wear any shoes you want to as long as you can shoot in them. And I will say that 10 years later, I am very thankful to have, you know, had the proper, you know, and Governor DeSantis, if you're watching this, know that I do not agree with women having to be 21 to conceal carry in the state of Florida. You know, when women go to a college environment and they're dating or they're doing this, they should be able to conceal carry. And I'm not saying that that necessarily would have saved me from anything that I went through, but what I will say is that I think that women should at least have the opportunity to defend themselves in a meaningful way. But anyway, moving on. About over 10 years later from, you know, what I had been through, there were two men in a Kroger, and I was walking around and I was, you know, going shopping, and I noticed that they were following me. And when I went out into the parking lot, what I noticed is they didn't buy anything, but they were just following me. And when I looked, they had split up. Their movements, one of them kind of like, you know, it's interesting. I had this kind of heightened sense of hearing, and I'll explain that a little bit later. But what I can tell you is the one, I could only keep my eyes on one of them. I put my back up against kind of a taller vehicle, and the one that was approaching me, there are a lot of things that I could have said to him. I could have said, hey, I'm going to call the police. Don't rape me. You shouldn't rape women, something like that. But what I landed on is, like, I'm not going to tell you exactly what I said because it's not appropriate, but I said, hey, you want to see my Glock? He did not. That was the end of it. My memory is a little bit spotty because I was so nervous, and but what I can tell you is I didn't have to draw my gun. That worked out a lot better for me, not, you know, just having a gun on me. That worked out a whole lot better, obviously. And you know, when women tell me about the reasons that they don't carry, it usually is because they say that they're nervous. Like, it makes them nervous. The idea of carrying a firearm makes them nervous. And I completely respect the transparency of that answer and the vulnerability of it. But what I am going to tell you is that it's going to make you much more nervous being around people that want to sell you into sexual trafficking after they abduct you. That's going to make you, like, ultimately much more nervous. But my grandfather was a shotgun instructor, and, you know, from a very young age, he put in me a love of firearms. And something that he told me, you know, the first thing that he told me about gun work, he said, Margie, this is just a tool. I'm going to teach you how to use it. I'm going to teach you how to use it well. And he was right. He did. And I learned to just love it. You know, and there are a few memories that I have of my childhood that I love more than, like, those memories of just being with my grandfather and shooting. And I'll tell you, just going through a few things, going through some life things, like, that helped me remember who I was. And I'm so grateful, just not even just on a physical level, but also an emotional level, to kind of take that part of my life back. So what I'm going to tell you, ladies, is that this is it is such a wonderful gift to be able to have guns and to be able to carry them. And you don't have to look like a man. Like, you know, I mean, there are a lot of people that'll tell you have to appendix, and, you know, it's better, obviously, but, like, make it work for you. Like, you know, you shouldn't change who you are to, you know, necessarily, like, you know, have to wear something frumpy or that, but, you know, there are ways that you can do it that will work for you. But the main thing that I want to tell you is that, with the exception of the good Lord Jesus Christ, if, whether it be your husband, whether it be a boyfriend, whether it be a police officer, if someone else has the power to save you, it's because you've given them too much power. Do not outsource your power, because they're not always going to be around. And, you know, quite honestly, you know, would I expect anyone to have helped me inside that parking lot had there been anyone out there to help me? I don't know. I know that they wouldn't have done as good a job of it as I would have, though, because I have much more to lose. So, you know, even with police officers, you know, they have to weigh risk when they go into situations like that. You know, if you're in that situation, like, you're already, you know, you have the most investment of anyone there. So what I'm going to tell you is that, you know, someone else has the power to save you. You've given them too much power. If you have questions about guns, how to conceal carry, we're going to go over some books and some other stuff, but please let me know. Thank you so much for tuning in to my channel, and I hope that you enjoy the content that I'm going to put out here.